What's up? Welcome to a Tuesday edition of the REKAP Lunch Hour with Guff. A little bit later than originally anticipated. That's because I put that in the show description. Oh, look, there's Katie. Katie just made an appearance. There she is. Coming to you live from the REKAP headquarters. Taping a new episode of Intercepted that'll be out later today. Kevin Byard with rookie tight end Colston Loveland. I mean, Byard just keeps on keeping on. Katie's happy. You'll all be happy too. Colston Loveland, Kevin Byard coming to the program, coming to the channel later today. Of course, this fine show is always brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Remember, a week from tonight, we will be at the Hooters O'Hare on Higgins. 8 o'clock, just like tonight. Tonight, 8 p.m. tonight. Tonight, we will be doing Studio 41 football recap live. Alex Brown will be sitting in for the great Olin Kreutz. Olin Kreutz, his boys are playing Tennessee today in the bowl game, and that's where Olin is. That's awesome. We wish the Kreutz family nothing but the best. Make sure you make your plans to be with us tonight as we break down that wild San Francisco game and look ahead to the Lions, who play the Chicago Bears to end the regular season, which is crazy today. It's crazy to say end the regular season on Sunday. So the question here, does having the 2 or 3 seed matter for the Chicago Bears? The chat's full. I say yes. The 2 seed absolutely matters because of the wonkiness and weirdness of the NFC as it is. I think the number one, there's no clear cut number 1 team in the NFC this year. There's just not. Everybody in the NFC from 7 all the way up to 1, to me, could go to the Super Bowl. So you're telling me that the number 1 seed in the second round can't be beat? I tell you that's completely false. And if the Bears have the 2 seed and were to win their playoff game, they stand to host the NFC title game. So curious to where you stand on this. I see the real Phil Simms, and I'm sure he's just in there stirring the pot. So I look forward to that crap coming up here shortly. But my guy Brett Kaplan starts us off. What am I looking forward to in 2026? Your lunch hour TV show, a good way to start the new year. Take that. Brett, you are my guy, man. You are the absolute best. Good thing you're not up in Wisconsin helping your dad put together the love sack. Have we been following Cap on Instagram and socials? That guy's talking about backing his way into having a couch built. And I'm sure Mindy's already got it put together. But my God, things I'll never do for $1,000. Pay a boatload of money for a couch to sit there and build it for over the course of 2 days. It's 12:30 and the Bears are still kings of the North. I'd love to be the 2nd seed and beat Green Bay again, but it doesn't matter. I think we can beat anyone. I think it does matter. You got to look ahead. Kyle says, with the injuries to Josh Giddey and Kobe White, not sure what the Bulls can do at this point. Have to rely on guys like Io, Vooch, and Modest. If they were smart, they'd tear it down. But who are we kidding? The latter part of that matters. You're right. If they were smart, they'd tear it down. This says they've been given what they're supposed to do now. There's zero reason to rush Kobe White back from a calf strain that he was already ailing from earlier this season. Then the hamstring injury to Josh Giddey in the second half. Last night's game, to me, was not about the overall outcome. It's about where the Bulls are now going forward. At 15-17 with injuries to your 2 best players, tear it down. Aloha, Rick. How many members do we have it up to now? It'd be great to see some of our very special regulars become members before the end of the year. Katie, can you get that number? I think we're in the 60s. Kyle, AK and his cronies will do nothing and continue to preach patience and compare his team to last year's Pacers team. This team looks nothing like last year's Pacers team. Like you, Guff, I looked at my signed MJ picture and remember the good old days of Chicago basketball. Kyle's referring to last night's Bulls recap, which I did. I did it in front of a Michael Jordan 2345 picture that hangs in my basement because it's the only thing I can do these days is reminisce about what once was. It's really, and wonder if in my lifetime, it'll ever be good again. And I honestly don't see a way. Looking forward to seeing KB's latest episode with Colston. Intercepted, always great stuff. Take that. Big response last week to Case Keenum's episode on the channel. Eric, if we get the 2 seed, we are guaranteed 2 playoff home games. That's what I want the Bears to get, the 2 seed. Well said. Forget the NFC title game. 63 members, Rick. Thank you, Katie. 63 members. Let's get to 6-7. That would make my daughter happy too. That would make my daughter very happy. I remember Brett Baer was the very first member, and I was second. Hopefully we can get 4 new members today. That would take us to 67. Let's go. Come on now. If you're not a member, Eric, you've been a good fine member of this program. You're fine constant of the program. Let's pony up. Bulls and Hawks are not doing well this season. Hard to watch both of these teams with the injuries they have. Thank God for the Bears. Jess says, let's get the 2 seed and let the NFC experience Lake Michigan in January. 100%. Worry about the games in front of you. You know you already got a home game in the first round. Why would you give that card up if you have the opportunity to control at least the first 2 rounds? Phil, it shouldn't matter. All teams that get to the playoffs are good. You play, win, in advance. Simple as that. Agreed with that, but it should matter if you have control, Phil. I mean, the Rams gave all their control away last night. Phil, look, Guff, it's not about just getting to January. It's about what you do in January. That's where legacies are built. 100%. There haven't been a legacy built here in a long time. That's why the Bears getting to January does matter. Get to the dance. Phil, looks like Stafford may have lost the MVP race last night. Definitely not his finest performance. And no, your boy hasn't made the list. Google that. The Google that's getting old. I'll use that when Kurt Signetti and the boys TCB against Alabama this week. Landon, Cowboys have released Trayvon Diggs. Interesting for a team that needs depth. With the Bulls, nothing will change until they're sold. They never appreciated having the greatest of all time, and as long as the UC is packed, Jerry is happy, and that will never change. If you listen to the latest Bulls recap podcast with Joe Colley and Will Gottlieb, they talked about what matters to the Bulls if the suites are empty. And guess what? The suites are starting to be empty at the United Center. Apathy. And now with those 2 injuries, good luck filling those. Eric says, Phil Scrooge Sims is in the building. Rick, while the rest of the world is praising Caleb and his performances, are you still denying he's any good? I like that the questions are being asked to Phil now. Jess says Stephon Diggs is facing felony charges, and the NFL just said we are aware of the matter and been in contact with the club. Wouldn't the NFL have prior knowledge to the incident from December 2nd? Probably. And I saw the Patriots put a statement out that said, we stand by Stephon. That's a pretty bold statement to make for the charges of strangulation. Now, if you're making that comment as an organization, to me, it says you know some information. Yeah, Jess agreed. Because if these charges are anywhere close to true, he's done for the playoffs. Guff, can DePope lead the Bears to the Super Bowl? It's quite possible if we can get the 2 seed because, like Jess said, playoff football in Chicago in January can't beat the atmosphere in Soldier Field. We thought, I said this to Kevin Byers earlier today, you thought Saturday night at Soldier Field against the Packers was something. Could you imagine that atmosphere against the Packers in a playoff game? Oh, baby. Phil says, Rick, has he won a playoff game yet? What has he done in January? Tell me. I'll wait. Exactly. Win in the playoffs and then say something. Hey, Phil, can I give you the same guys you've been throwing at us all year? Has Drake May won a playoff game? Has Bo Nix won a playoff game? You've been throwing those names at us all year, and you're using the same argument against Caleb Williams. Google that. Right. That's the question he's asking you, Phil. Not on the level of Mahomes, Allen, Burr. Okay. It's funny how you've actually hit the downshift on you've gone from 5th gear to 1st gear by using the best. Mahomes is an all-time quarterback. Josh Allen's he might be in the all-time by it's all said and done. Joe Burrow, phenomenal. You're using guys that have been to Super Bowls. Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. Brock Purdy, been to a Super Bowl. Jared Goff, been to a Super Bowl. Dak Prescott has not. You're using MVPs against your argument. Garbage. Thank you, Jess. Just as I said. Heel Phil Sims reminds me of Randy Quaid's heckler character from Major League 2. Wild thing, I think I loathe you. No shit, Sherlock. He's in his 2nd year with a new head coach. It really sounds like you're just trying to troll everybody. Phil, it's one thing if you've turned me. It's another thing if you've turned everybody else. Stat of the day from Eric. Bears are the first team in NFL history to score 35 points, score a defensive touchdown, not turn the ball over, and not get sacked, but lost the game. Yeah, that was yesterday's stat of the day in the rush hour. It's really unbelievable. Landon says New Year's Eve means the annual Twilight Zone marathon on Sci-Fi. So many classics like Eye of the Beholder, The Obsolete Man, and To Serve Man. I know what Landon's doing tomorrow night. Jess, Phil, I agree with you that Reinsdorf will never bring the Bulls back to greatness they once had. I don't even trust the next generation of Reinsdorf to fix it. Sell the team, Jerry. Phil, I'm a realist. The bottom line is you can't have a loser mentality. You must focus on being a consistent winner and contender. I'm not about a one-year success. It's about long-term success. Hey, Phil, are you about at least doing what's in front of you? You can only do what's right now, not next year, not 3 years from now. They have one job. It's to win Sunday. Then you worry about the playoffs. Don't be giving me this, you can't build a legacy until I don't think anyone will disagree with you there, Phil, but the Bears have been going all in this year, and they haven't shown any indications they want to rest on their laurels. Amen. This is not your old Bears team. To win a championship, you face anyone, anytime. It doesn't matter because at this level, to be the best, you have to beat the best. That's not what we're asking. The Bears control their own path to the 2 seed, which gives them an extra home game guaranteed. Why wouldn't you control what's in front of you? Especially if they want Illinois to provide a tax break, they need to show results. I think Flus messed up Warren's long-term strategy for the stadium build. Ben and company can get the job done. Hawaii, my guy Rick's going back and forth. Sure, you're willing to trash anyone and anything in your path if they don't meet your definition of success. Is that what you're saying? You have no loyalties except to winners. Phil hasn't mentioned the same guys he's been mentioning all year. Drake May, Bo Nix, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't. To your point about MVP of the league, I'll look up the current odds. You're probably not wrong. You're probably not wrong in your theory. Last night was a bad night for Matthew Stafford. I wish we had defensive touchdowns in there. And Drake May is now become the minus 350 favorite. You know who's third on the list, by the way, Phil? You know who's third? Caleb Williams. So eat that. Mr. Google that. Here's your top 5 MVPs right now in the NFL, if you're betting. Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Caleb Williams, Trevor Lawrence, Josh Allen, in that order. So I don't want to say suck anything, but that, my friend, is telling. He's not on the list. Life isn't like Amazon Prime, Phil. It takes time and patience to see results. It's only year 1, and for Coach Ben, if a possible 2 seed isn't a good start, I don't know what is. Need to see how the Bears and Ben operate in the postseason. It's a different animal, but they have good fundamentals they are working from. Not many NFL teams operate like them, like a team. They operate like people, clocking in with their own agendas, like the Steelers. The Bears all have a collective goal. They fully believe in go to the Super Bowl. I get being a skeptic, but at least give them a shot. Phil comes back. Rick, there's a problem for expectations for a standard of success. The best teams in sports have a standard of excellence, and there's definitely nothing wrong with that. No, there's not. But in order to build that, Phil, you have to have somebody that comes in and says, enough's enough. We are starting a new trend here. So you're taking a body of work and trying to apply it to people starting their body of work. You can use the body of work as a fundamental way of putting things together. But to sit there and go, well, they're not the Chiefs, so it doesn't matter. Come on, man. Meanwhile, Becky had some wine last night. The Bears are far ahead of schedule, at least compared to what they were last year. And they got the right coach, and they got the right quarterback, and they got weapons. Now they can focus on defense. Kyle says the constant smack talker behind his $30 million Ohio State roster that he didn't give. By the way, Indiana, they're going to get smacked. Google this in the Big Ten title game. And then Indiana beat them at their own game. And then what's he say? It doesn't matter. They got to win national championships. Yes, Becky, they can beat the Lions on Sunday. What's going on, Clyde? That's where we'll be on January 6th, a week from tonight. I know Phil's going to be there. And Phil going to have to see some people in person. I know Jess is going to be there. Pablo's going to be there. We want all of you to be there. And if you can't be there a week from today, you can go there at any point. 2 more days of the year What a way to bring the new year in. Hooters. Best place for camaraderie cocktails. Camaraderie, not camaraderie. Camaraderie cocktails. The iconic Hooters girls, the best lunch specials. A lot of people are off this time of year, $9.99 or less. OG wings, boneless wings, the blackened chicken Caesar salad. Of course, Godfather's favorite, the hamburger/cheeseburger. He goes to Joliet. Where do you go? One of the 11 Chicagoland locations nearest you. You can also do order.hooters.com. For 2 more days, there are 2 drink specials. 2 drink specials. The $8 espresso martini. That's Katie's favorite. And I'm more of the Maker's Mark Old Fashioned for $10. Good luck finding an old fashioned anywhere for $10. You can at Hooters, proud partner of the Recap and the Recap Lunch Hour. It's been a very at Phil type day today, which is good. I like that. Kyle, Phil is right about sports mentality. If you don't have the willingness to win, why bother trying? Just for the money, it's loser's mentality. What's up, Ravi? Good, better, best. I like the profile change. Clyde, I hope Kevin Byard finishes his career as a Bear so he can do his recap podcast. I agree. Bubs, hey, Guffy, what's your New Year's resolution? Also, nice hat. Thank you. I'm not a big resolution guy, and that's going to sound. I'm a more like what can I do to improve? Some people would call that a resolution. I'm looking at more of like things I would like to check off, things I would like to do better. I actually would like to clean up the diet a little bit. I don't know what that means yet. I'm doing a little research, so give me some time. And I want to continue to be my best self. There's a lot that goes into that. Some of people don't believe in, some that do. I'm going to be my best self. Rick, don't take the Lions lightly. Of course, they're coming out to try to stop Ben Johnson. Kyle, what's up, Katie? Are you glad Stewart and Sellers are coming back to South Carolina? I'm glad. Thought they were elite for sure. Go Gamecocks. She's very glad. Do we have an update on the Love Sack setup? I mean, my guess is at some point somebody shows up to finish the job. Otherwise, it's going to be Mindy. Let's take a look here. It looks like there's no update. Oh, boy. I don't see an update here from the Catman. That's surprising. The couch swallowed him up. Watson, at this rate, if we play defense as bad as we did Sunday, it might not matter what seed we end up with. But they've been like the defense has bailed out the Bears offense and vice versa many times. Noel, bear down. Bears should attempt to go to the number 2. I agree. Phil, if I just won the Recap Fantasy League, 13-1 and swept the playoffs, give us Green Bay in our place. Phil, you were number 1 in the points overall too. Pretty impressive stuff. I kept an eye on it. My son was right behind you in 4th. I don't know. I'm gonna reach out. I don't know how this goes. You might be the guy that took down the 7,500. I appreciate you coming on here. You should become a member with that $7,500. We're gonna figure out how they pay off. But Phil, you were pretty impressive, and I thought my son was 4th, and 4th overall in the points. I don't know how it breaks down. It's called Davenport in Wisconsin, says son of a butcher. Mitch Winkleman chimes in. People watch the Bulls. Allegedly, they watch the Bulls recaps. That part we know. We watch the Bulls, so you don't have to. That's how we say it here. That's how you become a member. We were talking about memberships all throughout the week. We had a boatload of members on Saturday night. We have another hoodie contest. Pablo withstood the new rush of memberships to have their closest to the pin correct score to win his 2nd hoodie of the year. It's not getting any easier as we get new members. Talking with Katie over here, we were talking about our 2026 membership plans. We're going to have more giveaways, Q&As. We're going to have a schedule of content here to come. Is Ben Johnson a shoo-in for head coach of the year? As a matter of fact, I don't think he's a shoo-in at all. I think he's 5th on the list. Coach of the year right now, Mike Vrabel, the slight favorite, Kyle Shanahan, Mike McDonald, Liam Cohen, Ben Johnson. Ben Johnson, 30-1. Landon, don't rush into signing Trayvon Diggs. Sox fans of a certain age remember Jose Paniagua, torpedo the 0-3. Jeez. Wow, good run. Lip Ripper, good back. Good to have you back. Want the 2 seed. More importantly, I want healthy Gordon, Rome, and Luther, no doubt. Jess, I don't think teams will be clamoring to sign him until they figure out what's going on with the court case. Fair shake. Is there a clause where Ishbia can buy the Bulls along with the Sox? Wishful thinking. Yeah, no shot. Can we smash the like button for the best Chicago media show? Lip, you're the best, dude. I look forward to, I played the under in this current football game because I'm a degenerate. Coastal. By the way, my advice to you guys that want to bet college football games, because this is a great time of year to bet, do the research on the transfer portal and how many guys are out, because the unders have just been cash cows this entire bowl season. Mitch wants to know how to become a member. There's your link, Mitch, right there. If you become a new member on the show, then the shout outs happen. It's awesome. Every one of our videos, if that doesn't help you, every one of our videos has a join button. Join that, sign up. It's $2.99 a month. I guarantee you today you've spent $2.99 on something like a cup of coffee or a snack wrap. Supreme Productions. What up, Guff? If you use the Mac trade as a template, what would you be willing to give up for Crosby or Myles Garrett? Do you think the Bears would do it considering Caleb is on a rookie deal? I do. Myles Garrett, Mike, it's probably going to cost you more than Khalil Mack. Definitely 2 first-rounders. I don't think Max Crosby, to me, is a 2 first-rounder guy. I don't. I think he is a first-rounder, but not 2 first-rounders. Myles Garrett would be the creme de la creme. I would definitely be calling the Cleveland Browns. Ellie, is the White Sox going to trade Robert, or do you think they'll get another Japanese free agent? I heard they're into one of the, they're definitely still not done looking at the new, or the Japanese players. I do expect Luis Robert to be traded. I do. I do think that's going to happen. Godfather, amazing how Ricketts lucks out with the Bears doing well. Everyone forgets how he's screwing the fans once again. Landon wants 6 new members today. That doesn't just end here in the next 10 minutes. You can get that any point throughout the day to become a member. Amen, Kyle. I want the Bears to get the 2 seed. Plain and simple. Take that. Brett, I'm looking forward to 2026. Is the best victory on Sunday what I'm looking for? 23-14 is what Brett says. Phil, lighten up. I bet you wanted Justin Fields. Bulls games are just a gigantic corporate event, but it sounds like that's starting to shrink. Could the Bears use the Cowboys' Diggs? He's had some issues. There's a reason he was let go. NBA doesn't matter until 2 weeks before the playoffs. Agreed. That's their own doing. Ravi, Phil is likely a troll. I haven't blocked, so he must be. He's a good guy. Phil has been at every one of our Hooters events this year. So I'm not blocking Phil. Phil's a member and shows up to the events. Why would I block him? He can come in and stir the pot. Look at this background. Haven't been to a game at the UC for the Bulls in 6 to 7 years. I'll keep my money. Thank you. Can we block Phil? I won't. He pays to be a member. His voice can be heard. Let him rile us up. Williams is 10,000 times better than Dak Prescott. Fields sucks. Just block Phil. I'm not blocking Phil, guys. I want what Phil is smoking, though. I'm more on the lip ripper train there. Think Phil will keep it to himself, unlike his comments. Guys, Phil's he pays to be a member. He comes to our events. I'm just saying. Dominic, Sox apparently interested in Amai now, which would be a great signing for us, but I don't know what the Cubs are thinking about not signing him if his market isn't as big as expected. If the White Sox get Amai, watch out. Holy hell. That deadline for him, by the way, is Friday. So that signing's coming down the pipeline this week. If the Chicago White Sox swoop in and get Amai, and I'm telling you, getting Mooney is a big help for them. Now, the Cubs do have Japanese success. They have Seiya. They have Shota. But could you imagine if the Sox come in and steal Amai from the Cubs? Watson says Phil needs to go watch Justin Fields hold a clipboard with the Jets. Phil's getting too much screen time. Mitch, I can say the same about guys who are not members. Phil wanted the previous best bus, now judges Caleb with an unsustainable grade. His stuff about Caleb is not good. What's the odds at Caleb? I think it was 20,000 to 1, which is funny that he's third on the list, but it's like a clear third. Him and Trevor Lawrence are tied, which is amazing. That shows you what people think of what Caleb Williams has done. The MVP award, 20,000. Caleb plus 20,000, Trevor plus 20,000, Josh Allen plus 30,000. Everybody else, Phil, eat that. Nicely done, Guff. Absolutely. Talking about the odds. Get your popcorn ready, Phil. Guff versus Phil, January 6th for the heavyweight title of the world. Mitch is saying the Cherville, Indiana Hooters. I know Godfather loves the cheeseburger. I'm jumping down. I'll be at Hooters live and in person. Oh, yes, I know he will. We got a new member, Phil DeRosa, who's likely to take down the Renegade prize. His fantasy team, folks, was unbelievable, and now he's invested. It only took winning the fantasy league to get him on board. But Phil, we're damn happy to have you. And this is what happens. Phil DeRosa, you get the shout outs from everybody on the show. I love it. Look at everybody. Oh, these are our OG members. Our favorite new Phil, Pablo. Good to have a new member on board, Phil. Welcome aboard. Watson, what are the Sox going to do for a closer? I don't know. It's my one thing. Welcome to the club, Phil DeRosa. Stirring the pot. I like it. We got another new member, Phil. We'll continue. This is what happens when you actually jump in front of a guy stirring the pot. The real Phil Sims now becomes the real Phil DeRosa. We have another new member, Poops69. What a name. We got Poops69. I love the profile pictures here. Look at this. I love the real Phil DeRosa. Okay. You're welcome, Phil, and thank you for becoming a member. Now, Phil, you can come in as early as this week and steal a hoodie from the rest of the group. We also have Poop69 officially on board. 2 new members during the program. Welcome aboard. Let's get some of our other fun content in here before we sign off for the day. Of course, the dog of the day, in partnership with Pause for Patrick. They've helped 30,000 adolescents with mental health challenges since 2020. 30,000. Our dog of the day today is Hudson, the mini, really toy golden doodle. Favorite toy is a stuffed animal. Well, looks like a stuffed animal right here. Loves going anywhere and everywhere with my family. What a therapy dog Hudson is. Your dog is a therapy dog and can be the next therapy dog that's featured here on the lunch hour. If you send me an email with your dog's picture, the recap office at gmail.com, recap office at gmail.com. And you could be the dog of the day. Therapy dogs are important. Mental health is an absolute crisis, especially for adolescents. And Pause for Patrick is trying to put therapy dogs in these institutions that are at capacity or overflowing. That's their challenge. That's their life-changing mission. You can learn more at pauseforpatrick.org. If you text REKAP25 to 44321, anything you can do to help, $1, $2, $5, $10, helps take a 1-hour visit a week and make it likely that the dog is actually there full-time, becoming the therapy dog that it's meant to be. Pause for Patrick, a great organization that we're proud to partner with here at the Recap, and that's very close and near and dear to my heart. Text REKAP25 to 44321 to support the cause. Everyone's saying 2 more to go. We were trying to get 4 here for the show. Cute photo of Hudson. Let's see, Godfather, how many barks? I don't see how many barks yet. Bear down. Caleb will be Caleb, the Messiah from Dune. Look at this. Kyle says, cute as a bug, Guff, love it. Hudson looks adorable. Landon's giving shout-outs to Eucalyptus Dick and Poop69. How about 2 of those? How about 2 of those names? More members to come in 2026. No doubt about it. All right, let's get to, I know Lip is sitting here salivating about the bet of the day, as am I. Now, I gave you just an absolutely awful bet yesterday, thinking that the Atlanta Falcons will be playing for much of the night from behind. My goodness, their defense. How many more pick six can Matthew Stafford throw? Jeez, oh, Pete. So giving you the over on Kyle Pitts' receptions was a terrible play. I'm going back to the drawing board. A great game tonight. Everyone's like, TCU, USC. TCU has been terrible. This is a big game for USC. Yeah. This is what I just was talking about looking at the transfer portal. Okay. Several injuries on the O-line, no right guard, no left tackle, center is out. The running back hasn't played since October. Their top 3 receivers are out. They've all opted out of the game. They have no cornerback. Their defensive tackle and tight end are gone in the transfer portal. And then their other corner status is uncertain. Wow. The offensive stats that you see from USC don't tell the whole story. TCU has not been a great offensive team. They're relatively getting everyone in this game. They're starting their backup quarterback because Josh Hoover, their starter, entered the portal, but they have veteran quarterback Ken Seals that used to be the Vanderbilt transfer. He's starting the game. I mean, folks, yeah, you could say make it or break it for Lincoln Riley, and maybe USC wins this game. I'm staring at the first half. A lot of new players, a lot of trying to get your feet wet. These games have all been slow starters to get going. And I'm expecting, just like the Coastal Louisiana Tech game that I said, I like the under 51.5. That thing's already down to 41.5 because we're going through the first quarter here. 0-0. 0-0. 3 barks from Lucy on Hudson today. Jimmy, the Bears will get the 2 seed and get 2 home games in the playoffs. I know, no Aviators today because I got my ass handed to me by giving you guys an awful pick last night, and I apologize for that. Brett's dream is the Cubs World Series one day. That'll be amazing. Oh, you want the Cubs Sox World Series. I don't know if the cities can handle that. Certainly, I know the crash or the crap that Phil will be talking. Ride the horse again. Let's go, Guff. Hey, Guff, can Poop 69 poop on the Packers? That would be a great ending to the year. Welcome to the recap channel, Poop 69. Lip, I hate unders, but I agree with you. They've been hot. This is the problem with bowl games for anyone not in Illinois. Tennessee's first half over. Yeah, can't bet that game here. I know you hate unders, and I'm a big life's too short for the under, but I'm telling you, Lip, check out the bowl games. Check out what's been going on in the bowl games. No one expected Stafford to crap the bed last night. Guff, I know. We're riding this out. Our college football plays have been really good here on the channel. The NFL plays, not so much. Last one, who's the realistic number 1 defensive pass rusher? I think it's going to come via trade. Crosby probably seems like the guy. And Kyle says, Marcus Freeman staying at Notre Dame. Sorry, Giants, give Lincoln Riley a call. Lincoln Riley doesn't know anything about defense, so he better hire a great coordinator. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. It's very cold out there, but take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Tomorrow, we will do the show. It's New Year's Eve. It's our last show of 2025. So bring your New Year's resolutions for Chicago sports, your New Year's resolution to yourself, and anything you'd like to get out from 2025. Let's air it tomorrow and then put it to bed as we look forward to a new year. It's all brought to you by Hooters, originalhooters.com. Visit one of the 11 Chicagoland locations near you. Order.hooters.com. Have it delivered straight to your office door or slide by and pick it up. Maybe get yourself a Big Daddy mug to celebrate. 8 p.m. tonight. Make your plans to be with us here live on the channel. It'll be Studio 41 Football Recap Live. Cap, Tom Waddle, Alex Brown right here breaking down the Niners game and looking ahead to the Lions game. Have a great rest of your day, everybody. Appreciate you greatly. Welcome to our new members, Poops 69 and the real Phil DeRosa. I really like that. The real Phil DeRosa. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Remember, Intercepted, a new episode with Colston Loveland dropping on the channel. We'll have the recap rush hour later as well. And then we'll see you tonight at 8 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. It's the recap lunch hour every single day, Monday through Friday. Take that.